Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here today. So it is midnight, straight up midnight on Friday night here in the region of the world that I'm living in. And for the life of me, I cannot fall asleep. I don't know what it is. As you can see, I'm literally starting this video off with a slight yawn, and I'm in my hardcore PJs with all the cat hair on top of me because my cat was right here on my chest cuddling me, warm and cozy. You know, it was comfortable, it was cozy, but for the life of me, I could not fall asleep. So I thought to myself, okay, what should I do with my time instead, since I'm clearly not falling asleep? And I thought, what would be more fun than doing a comparison video between a Nook and a Kindle? Now, e-readers are obviously the new it game when it comes to reading. It's such an easy way to transport books with you at all times. For my reader girlies and men out there, I'm sure you guys all understand the wonder that is an e-reader. There's so many different versions of the e-reader out there, so many different options that are out there, but the two major ones that everyone always talks about is the Nook and the Kindle. So for me personally, I started my journey in the e-reader world with a Nook when it had first been released by Barnes & Nobles. I was actually encouraged to get it by a friend of mine about 5-6 years ago, and he was saying how he loves his Kindle, and he loves his Nook. And so I was like, okay, I could be up for this. I mean, as someone who loves to have a book with them whenever they travel, whether it is a physical copy or on my phone, I just like having reading material on me. And with Audible now being a source as well, it's always great to know that I have books available on my phone. So should I ever leave the house, I just need my phone and my headphones and I'm good to go. But sometimes there's something nice about just tangibly being able to sit down somewhere and read. So the two e-readers that I find are the most popular are the Kindle and the Nook. Now, I have had a Nook for years, so I'm very, very well established in the Nook environment. I have so many different books on my Nook app, and so therefore it took a lot for me to accept that I might want to get a Kindle. But I'm going to do a comparison video now of the two different devices. Now, I do have the most base level model possible of the Kindle versus the Nook. I do have the new Glow Light 4. I also have a Glow Light 3, but I've left that in Dallas. For that reason, this particular video is only going to compare the specs and the qualities between the Nook Glow Light 4 Plus versus the Kindle. The Kindle that I have is the base level Kindle model. This is a 6-inch screen. It's super tiny. It's basically the size of my cell phone. So you can literally see the comparison there. Now for this video's purposes, this is the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Yes. So it is the biggest size screen that you can get. So this is also a 6-inch screen, but you can literally see the comparison between the Kindle and the iPhone. I am watching one of Steph Borer's videos. She's also a book girly, and I love some of the things that she puts out there in terms of books. So this is just a everything book related that she does in a week video that I've been watching. But this is my itty bitty baby Kindle. And then over here, I have my slightly larger Nook Glow Light Plus, which is about a 7.5-inch screen. Now, there's a couple of different comparison points that I will show you guys on both of these devices, and then we'll go from there. So stay tuned. For those of you who are joining today brand new, thank you so much for being here. I put out videos every Sunday and Wednesday based on bookish related content with a little bit of randomness thrown in every once in a while, whether that be packages that come in that are unboxed or whether it be travel, etc. I love books. I love everything related to books. I love creating this bookish community, and I'm so excited that you guys can be here to share this with me. If bookish related content is your favorite place to be, then definitely consider hitting that subscribe and notification bell. I do put out videos every Wednesday and Sunday. For those of you who are returning for another video, thank you so much for joining me again and being here in J-Bay's Corner as we talk all things books. Welcome back. And without further ado, let's hop into the video. Okay. So as we can see, looking at both of the home screens directly, you have both looking very similar. Now, both technologies are the same. They are created by a company in China that does the ink and the overall screen look for both of the companies. The main difference, of course, being the home screen for the Kindle versus the home screen for the Nook. Let me see if this will actually go back to the home screen. So as you can see here on the home page for the Kindle, you are already on the Amazon Kindle screen where you have access to the Amazon shop. Now, Amazon Kindle does have way more book options available on ebook than Nook does. And this is part of the reason why I ended up getting my Kindle. The other nice thing is for $11.99 a month, you can actually subscribe for the Kindle Unlimited recommendations and Kindle Unlimited in general, which basically allows you to have anywhere from 16 books downloaded at a time for free. Well, not for free because you are paying for the subscription, but for $11.99, you can have up to 16 books downloaded at a time, which you can then finish and return back to the Amazon store. And you can download as many books as you want from the Kindle Unlimited app in order for you to be able to read the books of your selection. The nice thing about this is for people who are like me, who may want to read a physical copy of a book or may purchase a physical copy of a book, but happens to want to read a Kindle version or an e-reader version of it, you can. So when you're looking at my library here, you can see that on the Kindle, I have all the books that I have downloaded from the Kindle Unlimited app. I have been reading the Zodiac Academy series, and so I am currently on the 4th book in the series within the Zodiac Academy. I did end up finishing the Aurora Academy or Ruthless Boys series. And I actually did a video review on that if you are interested. And I have read the first 3 books of the Zodiac Academy. For those who don't know, the Zodiac Academy books are humongous. Each book is about 600 to 700 pages, and they're very, very heavy and bulky. And so therefore, if you have it on this lovely little app, it makes it easy to read. The other nice thing about the Kindle is that you can actually sync up all of your Kindle related data together, meaning that you can have all of your books, all of your audibles, and all of your Amazon purchases linked into this one device. So for example, while I do have the Zodiac Academy book version here, I also, as you may have noticed, had the little headphone jack at the top. And that is because as you scroll through, you can see that these are audibles. I'm sorry, let's let this focus. But as we go through, come on, focus, my dear. You can see that I have the Zodiac Academy audibles here too, and therefore I can both listen and read. The other nice thing about this device is it does have a Bluetooth capacity. So because it has a Bluetooth capacity, I can actually sync it up with my headphones and listen to books in that way. You also can adjust your lighting and brightness on the screen in terms of how much glow light you want in the background. You also have dark mode, which you can do if you prefer a darker setting or a lighter setting on this. And if you go into all settings, you can do even more adjustments. So when you tap into that, you obviously have the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth settings that you can choose from, device options, screen and brightness, and etc. If you go back to the main screen here, and let's actually select a book. So on the Kindle, if I were to actually select a book to read, so let's pick Filthy Rich Fae, because that is what we will be reading next. So let's say I hit Filthy Rich Fae. It is currently opening. It gives you updates should you want any. But the nice thing is, this is the overall font size that I enjoy reading at. But if you actually hit the top of the screen, you can see you have a lot of different options here to adjust as needed. So if I were to hit the font button, you can see that I have different themes I can pick from, fonts, layouts, and etc. So if I were to hit the layout button, for example, I can change my margins, my spacing, my orientation, etc. And then if I go to font, I can change the actual font if I wanted, as well as the bolding, the size, etc. So that's really nice too. And then when you go back into the book, it just continues from where you are. This actually has a nice annotation section as well. So if you did want to actually create any notes or annotations, you are able to do that as well. I do apologize for how terrible this has been with focusing on both of these screens. So sorry. I don't know why it doesn't want to focus. Come on, bro. Cell phone. So as you can see, this just clicks through, which is very nice. You can click forward, you can click back. You can also go back to your library. The other nice thing is the Kindle usually tells you what percentage of a book you have finished, which is really nice. These are all the selections I have in terms of my reading collection on my Kindle right now. Nocticadia and Anathema, for example, are indie author books by Carrie Lake, and they're actually not available on Nook. In fact, recently when I went to Barnes & Noble's in the physical store as well, I was told that these publications are not available for sale as book copies unless specially ordered, in which case Barnes & Noble's can have them printed and sent out to you. So books like that, sometimes it's nice to have the Kindle app so you can just have access to all the indie authors as well, and you have a massive collection of books that you can choose from. As far as the actual texts go, though, they are quite comparable. Now, the main thing about the Nook is that in my case, I did get this because I have had so much relationship with Barnes & Noble's. I genuinely enjoy supporting the bookstore. So any books that I can get on Nook, I shall. And then any physical copies I want, I typically get them from Barnes & Noble's as well, because I like what they represent. I also love having a physical bookstore to go to, which is why I'm a big fan of the Nook. However, as mentioned before, not all books are available. Now, the thing that really irritates me about this particular device is this used to be haptic. So when you press the button, you would get direct feedback. Now you no longer do, which is a little frustrating. It does also have the Bluetooth capacity as seen on the Kindle. Up here, you can change your lighting, you can see your battery, all that good stuff. And then you can see here books. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that when you go to the store, it does actually show you free weekend reading options that you have. So these books are all the free options that Barnes & Noble's offers you. They also have fiction that's up to 85% off and multiple different options that you can select from should you be interested. The other nice thing about this particular device is it does have a headphone jack. So should you want to plug in your headphones directly in order to listen to audiobooks while you're reading, you can. I personally do most of my audiobooks through Audible, so I don't have too many in my personal library here, but you can see that there are quite a few options for audiobook as well should you want to listen to your audiobooks through Nook. Both Nook and Kindle offer an option where if you want to bundle your Kindle Unlimited and Audible together, where you can download the book and the Audible at the same time. And similarly on Nook, combine your e-reader purchase with your audiobook, you can do so. So that's kind of cool. Both also offer the opportunity to work with local libraries so that you can actually get books from your library using apps such as Libby. I personally do not know how to do that on both of these e-readers, but I do plan on getting that library card and getting my Libby options set up on both of these devices as well. Coming back up to the ebooks again, you can kind of see that this has different selections. Some of the older models of Nooks do not allow you to purchase books, but this one now does. This is one of the newer models that they have. Just so everyone knows, these are some of the newest models in both, and you can see how I'm hitting the Nook thing here so many times and it does not want to go to the main screen. Come on, bro. There we go. This device is the 2024 model, and this is the 11th gen 2024 model of Kindle. Kindle has multiple different options. You have the base level Kindle, you have the Kindle Paperwhite, you have Kindle Oasis, you have Kindle Scribe, so many different options. And now they're doing a Kindle Color. So if you do decide that you're going to go Kindle with the color, that's a fun new device that's releasing at the end of this month where you can actually see comic books and things like that in color on the graphic screen. I have heard it's a little bit pixelated, but it's obviously the first model of that being available. So, you know, beggars can't be choosers. I'm sure it will become even better with time. As far as book purchases, at the top here, you can see your new and recent in collection for your Nook. So if you scroll through, it has all of the different books that I have, in fact, purchased on my Nook. Then if I go into the library here, you can see that you can create shelves, which is really nice. This is a great way to organize your different books. So you can actually create your own categories and have books placed, and then it'll tell you how many books you have in each of those categories. As I mentioned, I've had a Nook or the Nook app for quite some time now. So I do have quite a bit of young adult and old school books on this. I'm trying to show. So like when you're scrolling through, you can see that I have also divided up into like 2021 Paper and Glam, which is one of the book clubs that I was in. So I have the 9 books that I downloaded on the e-reader there. Similarly, I've already pre-downloaded all the books for 2025. So I have all 12 books in my P&G 2025 shelf, which is great. Classics are oftentimes free on both of these, so that's kind of fun. I also love the fact that you can pre-order books. So like when you look at my fantasy, I have Onyx Storm that I'm waiting on. I also have Blood and Ash already downloaded. That was my most recent purchase, but I have other books that I have been waiting on, one of them being Throne of Secrets. So you can just pre-order different books. I also have Sky Shade, which is the 3rd book in the Lightlark series that should be coming out soon. I have Throne of Secrets pre-ordered, etc. So you can also pre-order books on the Nook, which is great. They do have deals sometimes where the books are on sale, or they do have weekly deals where you get a ebook for free. So those are fun things to look out for too. In terms of what a physical book looks like, so if I were to tap into fantasy and let's just open up, well, actually, hold on, let me open up something that this is another way to like track things for yourself. So you can do trends, you can do wish lists, favorite categories, you can manage your profile, you can look at subscriptions and things like that. This is when you go into your account, which you can get to by tapping the little image at the top. I wanted to show you guys the comparison between the different screens. So let me open up a book that I've actually been interested in reading, which is, where are you? Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which was the selection that we had for our autumn read. Now, this is an example that was different in that it is available on Nook, but it's not available on Kindle Unlimited. So I was able to find this book on my Nook. You can see what the quality of the ink is. So that part is pretty much the same on both of the devices. So as I'm scrolling through, you can kind of see the different pages and how the various chapters look. So you can see that I have the font kind of set to be the exact same on both of my devices. If I click at the top, again, I can change the font, so you can pick different fonts if you want to. You can definitely change the sizing, you can change the spacing, all those same qualities that you saw on the Kindle. You also have the opportunity to jump between chapters. So if you click on this, it shows you the outline of all the chapters. You can do annotations here too. You can do bookmarks, lookups, the whole shebang, all the same as what we saw on the Kindle. When you click on the 3 dots over here, it basically tells you where you might want to jump to, what you might want to find. And then up here, when you click on it, that's what gives you all the options to change the settings for the actual device. So Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, your night mode lighting, etc. So for example, if I were to click this off, the screen is no longer lit. So that's another fun feature of the Nook as well. So the main differences that we are going to see between these two devices really comes down to what Barnes & Noble has to offer and what Kindle has to offer. So the thing is, the main difference between the two is if you don't live in the United States, I would definitely strongly recommend going with a Kindle, because Nook doesn't really cater to anything outside of the United States. whereas Kindle does, because Kindle is through Amazon, which is global. Nook, on the other hand, is specifically linked to Barnes & Noble, so when you're living outside of the United States, it doesn't offer much in terms of what you can download, what you can buy, unless you are literally going on to the physical Barnes & Noble's website, buying the books, and then downloading them to your email account on your Nook. Also, given the fact that Kindle Unlimited now works and is available as a plan, and since Amazon originally started off as a book-based retailer, it definitely has more options available. I do think now that I know about Kindle Unlimited, it makes more sense to get the Kindle and be able to tag read the physical books that I'm reading with the Kindle Unlimited book options. And then on the Nook, I tend to purchase any physical books that I may not want. And I also tend to purchase any books that are special to me because I personally love supporting Barnes & Nobles as a retailer. I love having physical stores that sell physical books that I can feel, touch, smell, and experience as a whole. That being said, I do think both readers are absolutely wonderful, and I do love both of mine. When you think about accessorizing, there are multiple different options for how you can choose to accessorize both of these devices. So the fun thing about both of these devices is whenever they're turned off, they have these really cool lock screens that change every single time you lock the screen. So for example, if I were to wake this up, let's see if it decides to wake up. Come on, buddy. Right, and then I were to click the screen off again on the side. Let's cancel that. I'm not trying to turn it off. I just want to turn it off. But you can see that this went from black to the white. Same thing with this. If you turn it on and then turn it back off, it's going to give you a different screensaver, which is kind of fun. You can also choose to completely power down your devices as well, which is typically what I like to do, because if I'm not using it, I'm not going to keep it on, because that's just a waste of battery. But each of these devices can hold power for many, 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 many days and weeks. Some of them last 2-3 weeks, depending on how often you're reading on them. The Nook turns off like this, so you are left with this notification that your Nook is off, and then how to turn on your Nook. The other thing is you have the clicky buttons on the sides of the Nook where you can actually use that as a physical page turner. You can also tap the screen. On the Kindle, you don't have the page clickers. You actually have to physically tap the Kindle, but it's not that big a deal to me. As far as cases go, you have different options. For this one, I opted to get the actual book-like cover. So it has the micro suede cover here, where if the Nook was on, every time I open it, it would recognize that the device needs to be turned on. It's also fully protective of the device as a whole because it is covering the entirety of the screen, and it does have a full case. I love this particular cover. I love the girl reading her books on the device, and I just think that's so cute. And I love this for the Nook. For the Kindle, I decided to go with the second option, which is basically a clear case and then a screen protector for the actual screen. Now, this I think is more fun for my Kindle because I can decorate it with stickers in the back. So here are some of the stickers I have. Of course, we have to represent Biscayeth and some of my favorite bookish shops. I also just have some fun reading stickers as well. But overall, I think both devices are absolutely great. If you are a first-time e-reader buyer, I would recommend going for the Kindle and going with the Kindle Unlimited plan. If you are someone who likes to have e-readers for different purposes, such as myself, then definitely I would say play with both, see which one you like. And if you are someone who is looking to upgrade, I would also like to point out that any Nook books that you have can be sent to your Amazon app and then downloaded onto your Kindle. Again, I don't know how to do that. It just sounds like it's a lot of work, so I haven't done that personally, but I do absolutely adore both of my devices. I hope this video was helpful in the pros and cons of both devices. I just think Kindle edges out Nook by a little bit because of the Kindle Unlimited plan and the fact that it can work universally. But I do think if you're looking to support Barnes & Nobles as a retailer, the Nook is a great option as well. Either way, they're both wonderful e-readers. The technology for both of them are basically the same, and you can't go wrong with either device. The other thing I also wanted to talk about for both of these devices is if you decide that you don't want to get an e-reader at all, but you do want to participate in either the Nook app or the Kindle app, those are also available. So I'm going to click on my book screen so you can see I have the Kindle app and the Nook app there. Also wanted to mention, which I forgot to show earlier, on the Kindle, it is linked to Goodreads. So if you want to get on Goodreads to have a social media aspect as well, that is something that is automatically available through your Kindle so that you can actually go in, review your books, have a bookish community there, and definitely have a social media component to your reading. You can see that the Kindle app looks very similar to the actual physical Kindle. So you have different book options here. You have your library showcasing here. At the top, you have like your Kindle Unlimited. If you wanted to click into that, you can. You have, sorry guys, hold on one second. My phone is being special. But you have your Kindle Unlimited there. You can also click on Kindle Vella so you can discover new books. You have your biographies, memory, so you have different like genres that you can select from as well. And then same thing. So let's say you were to click into a book, you can in fact click on the top of the book here, and you still have the opportunities to annotate, change the font, all that good stuff within the Kindle app. You can also search Kindle and buy things. You also have the new and notable within the Kindle Unlimited that is populated for you on your screen based on your reading preferences. In the Nook app, you cannot, I believe, purchase on the website itself. Maybe you can, but last I checked, I couldn't buy things. Maybe I can now. Oh, now you can. So you can actually like scroll through and buy books as well if you wanted to onto the Nook platform. This is my library. So again, you can see all of my different shelves and all of the different books. You can choose whether you want a grid appearance of your books or if you want the listed options of your books. So like this is the grid version of the books, for example, and I am within my young adult shelf. You can go back and now you have all the different shelves available to you on your phone to select from as well. Now, obviously with your phone basically being a mini tablet, you also do get the color available as well. The other nice thing about this is you can actually go to your audiobooks as well, and that will be linked up in the Nook app. This, I believe, is also available on the Kindle Unlimited as well. I personally actually have the physical Audible app on my phone, so that's how I choose to listen to my book rather than going through the Kindle app. So just wanted to let you know you can sync all of this information onto your phone. You don't necessarily need to have an e-reader. You can do it through your phone. For me personally, I don't like the blue light on my phone, and I don't like the fact that I can't see as much on this screen because it is a smaller screen. Even though this is a 6-inch, you can see that the actual reading screen is bigger than this. So I do prefer my e-readers. I also like the fact that they don't have blue light because they are true e-readers. They're not tablets, they're not smartphones, they're not computers. So that makes it less glaring on my eyes. But overall, I hope that was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, seeing the comparisons between a Nook and a Kindle at my base level understanding of both devices. That being said, I think Kindle does edge out the Nook just a little bit more, as I mentioned earlier, just because of the simple fact that you do have more options on the Kindle Unlimited app if you choose to go that way, and you can also purchase books on the Kindle app as well. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I hope that this was fun for you guys. If you want to know anything more about these accessorizations or things like that, then definitely let me know. But hopefully this helps you guys decide which type of e-reader you want to invest in the future. And if you already have invested in an e-reader and you've gone through the same dilemmas that I've gone through between Nook and Kindle, let me know what you guys ended up picking, or if you did what I did and just ended up with both devices in your clutches. Thank you so much for joining me. Once again, I put out bookish content every Wednesday and Sunday with a little smattering of randomness here and there. If that is something that would interest you and you want to be a part of the bookish community, definitely consider hitting that subscribe and notification bell so you're always up to date on the videos and you can see all the different things that I have posted so far and will be posting in the future. For those of you who are joining me again, thank you so much for being here. It was such a pleasure to chat with you guys, and I can't wait to chat with you guys soon. Whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you guys are, I hope you're having a lovely day, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.